Hello and welcome back to TGC's World Cup Morning Glory. Pezza, England have come roaring back into the competition like the lions that they are. Runs for Malan, poles for the big old sex machine there, Topley. No one died in the outfield somehow. England made 364 for 9. Bangladesh were all out for 227. What's that? 137 or some shit. It wasn't even close. England, though, absolutely sensational. Is this, Pezza, the team to beat for the World Cup?
Well, as Barney Ronay said the other day, beware the cornered lion.
Oh, the cornered lion.
And then someone wrote after that, and there's 3 of them. The problem is, I think, Bangladesh are the Tigers. So who wins the lion versus tiger?
Let us know in the comments.
Age-old question. Well, overnight, it was the Lions.
TGC is brought to you by Cricket.com. You can download the Cricket.com app from your app store. Where else would you download an app from, you absolute moron? You're an idiot. Go and download the Cricket.com app, the app right now. You can also subscribe to their YouTube channel, cricket.com/TV. You know what? While you're here right now and you're getting around TGC anyway, every morning you wake up for TGC's World Cup Morning Glory and you're thinking, where am I going to get my insights? Where am I going to get my laughs? Where am I going to find out who did what? And you're coming to this channel, why not click subscribe so it just pops into the old feed there every single morning? That's what we're looking at here. Pezza, England were absolutely indomitable. Yeah. And I'll give you the first of my 3 things today, and that is Dawid Malan does it again. Has there ever been a more successful cricketer who is absolutely desperate to be dropped by the entire country at basically every single point? He scored 140 off 107 balls, 16 fours. 5 sixes, incidentally, and I know you like this kind of stuff, Pezza. That's also his highest ever test score, 140. This is via Will McPherson on Twitter, and probably more notably the Telegraph in the UK, not just Twitter. Make that hundreds in Milan's last 6 ODI series, if we include the World Cup as a series, in 6 different countries. His first 50 came in 39 balls. His second 50 came in 52 balls. Unusual for the first 50 to come quicker than the second, but that's the way it played out. Pezza, what do you reckon Malan averages in ODI cricket? He's played 23 times.
I guess he's north of 50.
63. 63 in ODI cricket, striking at 98.
But what's he like as a bloke?
Well, he's a friend of the show, so he must be a top bloke, different to Reece Topley, who we'll talk about later. 600s and 550s in his 23 matches for England. Any time they don't win a game, it seems to be Malan's fault. His record is fucking unbelievable, and he's done it again, 140 of 107 here.
Yeah, and England was still unders for their 50 overs. They fucked up the last 10 overs, so they really should have been 400 plus.
Yes, whose fault's that?
England, the
Malan.
Lords, Javo. Malan's thrown away a double.
Yes.
And what about Joe Root? 80.
80. Oh, mate, what a player.
Just sitting in the slipstream.
82 of 68.
And it's just every time you look up, it's just Root again. Yeah. 360. But yeah, Malan 140. I don't know. He does he make runs against the big teams? I'm just trying to say the most negative things possible here just to counterbalance this. But basically, we had a little door ajar that England might be tired like Australia. No. Bangladesh come along, absolutely wallop them, start to finish.
Yeah.
Johnny Bairstow, 100 ODIs as well. Congratulations, YJB. 50 odd in the hutch for him.
Yep, exactly.
It's a good result. Malan and Root at the crease, that's like... Everybody uses the analogy of clockwork. I don't really know what else to come up with. It's just tick. The tick. Yeah. It's just tick-tock, baby, all the way through, setting themselves up. And they didn't even get it done in the last 10 overs. Finished with 360. Topley comes in, nibbles them around. See you later. Yeah. It's a pretty good package from England.
They put on 115, they being Johnny Bairstow and Dawid Malan for the opening stand, 115, and then another 151 for Root and Malan. So at that point, they were 2 for 266. That was in the 37th over. And then things started to slow down. Then Butler came in at 4. He made 20 off 10. Harry Brook made 20 of 15. Livingston out first ball. He was bowled. And then Curran, Wokes, Rashid all made, between them, made 11, 14, and 11. So it slowed down dramatically in the last 15 overs. I suppose that can happen, but the damage was done in the game, and that's because Malan was absolutely outstanding. Again, it is running out of he's running out of places to to sort of perform for people to wonder, yeah, but can he do it X, 600s in his last 6 series in 6 different countries. But can he do it against our boys? Second thing, Pezza, Topley Toples, Bangladesh's top order.
Like it.
He took 4 for 43. He took the first 3 wickets. He had Tanzid Hassan caught by Bairstow at second. He had Shanto caught at point by Livingston first ball, and a fucking absolute beauty to get Shakib Al Hassan for 1. By that point, Bangladesh were 29 for 3. It was good night, nurse.
Yeah, they were never in it. 49 for 4 as well.
Yes.
And then what they do, they just sort of scrunted their way to something approaching 50 overs for a net run rate situation.
That's right.
The other things are, we noted that Mushfiqur Rahim, who made 50, was described as a little fighter. What do you call a nuggets little innings?
A nuggety little innings.
A nuggety little innings.
Yeah.
Why is that? Because he's physically small?
Yeah, I think so.
So a nuggety little innings
Yes.
from Mushfiqur Rahim. But yeah, otherwise it was England just got out in front and didn't let up.
It was a front runner's performance.
So they're on the board. Basically everybody's on the board except
Netherlands.
Yes.
Just talking about Topley again. So he obviously had a career threatening back injury a number of years ago. He then got himself back into the England setup. He then missed the entire T20 World Cup for when England won it here in Australia last year. Do you remember? I think he stepped on a boundary rope in Brisbane, and he fucked his ankle, and he was out for the entire tournament. He got picked up in the IPL by RCB, then he dislocated his shoulder. So look, obviously the guy's made of glass, but he's obviously a close personal friend of ours, having been on the show.
Didn't realise Australia was a continent either.
And that's right. And it's all, he didn't play the first game. He replaced Moeen Ali for this game, but 4 for 43. His record for England so far
looks good when he's on.
Is really, really impressive. You mentioned before for Bangladesh, who were never really in it. Litton Das had 76 off 66. That was really the only worthy innings of note. You said Mushfiqur Rahim, he made 51 off 64, chasing 364. So when you're striking them at 79 for a 50, needing to go at 8s, pretty good stat padding from the great man in a nuggety little innings.
Litton Das was 44 out of 57 at one point, so that was, there's some numbers and something that happened once.
Pez, I had absolute crow's feet here.
Here we go.
Bringing back crow's feet.
Crow's feet, yeah.
What's giving you crow's feet?
What's giving you crow's feet?
I'll tell you what's giving me crow's feet. Looking at the England jerseys, some have the word England written in small font, and then others have it in large font. Can they just wear the same fucking jersey, please?
Someone's like size 28, one's size 22
or
something.
I think one's in Comic Sans MS as well.
Yeah, wow.
And the other one was in Wingdings. Anyway, that's giving me massive crow's feet when, I'm looking at Topley, massive chest, broad shoulders, and the font barely covers nipple to nipple.
Maybe he's just got a big chest.
And then I'm looking at Bairstow. It's like fucking shoulder pads.
Oh, wow.
England.
Yeah, interesting.
It's all over the place.
It's their patriotism. You just get the size commensurate with how much you love your country.
Undoubtedly.
The 3 lines.
Undoubtedly, please. The third thing I want to talk about is indeed the outfit is a fucking disgrace. The outfit is a disgrace. So I'm going to give you some quotes here. Sam Curran said, "It was pretty bad. We're pretty happy to get through the game without any injuries. Both teams, I think. That's pretty important, and we don't have to come back here." He confirmed that England's players had been discouraged from diving and indeed driving, drink driving. Discouraged from diving.
Yeah.
Discouraged from driving. The message was, just be careful. And you saw when Bangladesh fielded, they were pretty careful as well. Nobody wants to see anyone get injured, and luckily, there weren't too many balls we had to sprint after. We're just pretty happy that no one's injured coming into the next game. Reece Topley, who was talking to Sky Sports afterwards, said, running into bowl, you barely felt like you were making it to the crease. I actually had to shorten my run-up as I was getting no distance in each stride, to be honest. But it was a unique challenge at this ground, and we responded in the right way. Josh told us to just get on with it, so we did. There's 3 games left at Dharamshala, which is obviously the vista is absolutely supreme. One of the best in world cricket, if not the best. Phenomenal. There's 3 games left. Netherlands against South Africa, India against New Zealand, and then Australia and New Zealand. So New Zealand got to play there twice. The outfield is barely fit for purpose. When you're talking about professional athletes talking about we're just trying to get through this game uninjured, you saw about what happened to Majib for Afghanistan in the first game against Bangladesh there. It's just not up to scratch. It's just not up to standard. It is nothing short of a disgrace in the international realm. Thoughts?
I think that's a fair criticism. It's funny, you know, like because of the tone and tenor of like discourse around this World Cup and the host nation and various sensitivities to the way it's represented, I feel cautious about like going in hard on something that is not even like political or cultural. It's just a fact of like, can players run on the ground with safety?
Yes.
I don't think that an unsafe ground should therefore be extrapolated to mean the entire tournament is being like put together poorly or whatever.
No,
I think
no one's saying that.
No one's saying that. Mm-hmm. And so then you start to get into like, how much proportionality do you give to a conversation about that? I mean, I think it is fair to say that like that the outfield's dog shit, and it should have been better. It isn't to say that there aren't other good things about the tournament, or the country, or anything like that. Vista's great, Marina Beach is great. You know,
I think the wicket was good.
There's vibes, good wickets, knocking around. If somebody gets injured, that's really fucking bad. Look, not a curator. I don't know how difficult it is to sort out a ground there.
No, I don't know. I mean, like it's a shame because it's a postcard venue for Indian cricket. Generally speaking, it's a wonderful place to play cricket. I saw Adam Gilchrist actually say it's either my favourite. He might have said my favourite ground in India or one of my favourite grounds in the world to play.
I'd love to
phenomenal,
go.
Phenomenal. But if you're looking at a position where teams are talking about getting through the game, not diving after balls, guys potentially having injuries. I mean, there's very few injuries now which are career-threatening with modern science and whatnot. But if people are worried about literally ending their tournaments or being out for a year because of the state of an outfield, I mean, that's just unacceptable. IMO. Anyway, back to England's performance. Generally speaking,
have a good camp on there. Sorry, like a soft ground underfoot.
Yeah.
Chuck a tent up there. Have a beautiful night camping. Roasted marshmallows, toasted marshmallows with the Himalayas in the background. Fantastic.
Yes, please.
Yeah, let's do that. Sleep out under the stars. No worries. Have a little dive for one go for four. Less interested.
In
vis-a-vis knees and whatnot.
Visas.
Depends who.
Back to England's performance, so I think we should give more flowers to, as they say in the hip hop industry.
Okay,
which many people think we're in.
Yeah.
England needed to have this performance, not just a win. It's actually sort of slightly resurrected their net run rate after being
they
thumped
sorted it
by
out
New
quickly.
Zealand. Yeah, exactly. It's a performance where Reece Topley has got himself into the tournament. The ball seemed to move around a fair bit for Wokes and for Topley. Darwin Malan's obviously doing his thing, averaging 63. But there's still guys. And Livingston's had a slow start to the tournament, that being 2 games so far. Butler the same. It still feels like England's got plenty more to give. They've got these games. In fact, have I got the fixtures in front of me? They had these games in a row where like they basically needed to win all of them. So England now play Afghanistan. That is in Delhi.
Yeah.
The next game after that is South Africa. That is at the Wankhede.
Yeah.
And then after that, they play Sri Lanka.
I'm looking forward to some games at Wankhede.
Yeah. There hasn't been one.
Don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
I'd like to see it in Mumbai. Let's see that.
Yeah.
Would you say today's game was a bit of a banana skin for England? Was it a potential banana skin?
Yes. Yes, in that they had to play, and there's always jeopardy when you play a game that you might lose that game.
If it's the skin of the banana's on the floor, you slip on it as an analogy for losing.
Yeah, when you played Mario Kart and you literally got a banana skin, fuck me, that was frustrating. That was so frustrating.
The nature of the beast.
And that's where my anger issues first started to develop.
That's right.
A lot of Smash controllers in my place. Not confused with the fat controller who was in Thomas the Tank
What
Engine.
a cunt he was. Thomas.
Gordon. Hashtag AskTGC. You know what? Get in your hashtag AskTGCs into the comments below and we'll read them out if it's any good in the next episode. What are we doing tomorrow, Pez? What's the game overnight? It's India and Afghanistan is the game tonight, which we'll be reviewing that tomorrow morning right here on TGC's World Cup Morning Glory. Hashtag AskTGC. This one comes in from @HamishHennessy9264.
Sick.
Hashtag AskTGC. Can the team chaplain please organise a hotel pool baptism for Alex Carey and Adam Zampa in the style of Roberto Firmino and Alisson Becker? Some divine intervention might be the only thing that gets us to 6 and 3. I miss my ex-wife. So what kind of stuff can you know, other teams, not just Australia, other teams who aren't in the tournament, what kind of interventions can they hold to get themselves back into the tournament?
I actually know personally a sports chaplain who was recruited to come into a club cricket dressing room because there'd been an issue of wife swapping gone awry.
Yeah. Okay.
So when that's in Australia. I'm looking forward to documenting that one day.
Yes.
I think it's a statute of limitations issue. But,
okay, right,
yeah, you know when you're getting team chaplains involved, sports chaplains involved, then there could be problems. Now, if Australia has that issue, then no wonder their performances have been askew.
Now, to my knowledge, unfortunately, the flight path from, say, if they flew out of Sydney, for instance, all the way, they would have flown into...
you can go direct to Bangalore now.
You can go direct to Bengaluru. That's correct.
Sometimes.
So I don't think the actual flight path takes us across any lands that... Australia's fought in wars in the past, and obviously, like in sort of East Timor or Papua New Guinea, there are obviously our troops have fought there over time. So now, usually our sports teams like to go to war, sit in the trenches, to really imbue that sense of nationalistic pride. We're doing it for our boys. So unfortunately, it's mainly just sort of across the Indian Ocean, isn't it? It's not really sort of a bit of a detour, so it's not really something you can do. But I like to include, just heading to old war grounds generally, just to try and fire the boys up,
I see.
So it's just to try and get through the power plays a little bit quicker, that kind of stuff,
I was concerned for a second. It was Roberto Firmino and Becca, as the character Ted Danson played.
As an angry New York doctor.
I was concerned that there was some kind Jurgen Klopp had arranged something to get a tune out of Firmino back in the day. Hey, let's get Ted Danson in.
What was the blind guy's name in that show?
I don't know. Drew Carey.
Let us know in the comments. England, they have come roaring back into the tournament. Bangladesh, they've already had to win this tournament, so they're not out of it just yet. In many ways, lots of teams can still do stuff, but we're having a good time in this World Cup. Click subscribe to TGC's YouTube for the morning. It's actually not morning after, but it is TGC's World Cup morning glory.
Subscribe to that, you get the IPL in a couple of months' time.
Heaps of stuff. Click subscribe anyway. Join us. Join us for this frivolity. See you tomorrow.